I have found a cool editing trick that almost nobody knows about, and also a ControlNet hack. If you are struggling to run Flux Klein on a low VRAM GPU or your results still look like plastic, this is the exact fix you need to get for perfect realism. So let me show you how to do it. I have created 3 new workflows for you. One is the advanced workflow, which uses the native case sampler. The second one is ControlNet Hack workflow. And the third one is a dedicated image to edit workflow. I also added the image editing features inside the advanced workflow. But I found that my dedicated editing workflow gives slightly better results. It's quite easy to use. However, in some specific cases, the advanced workflow still wins. There are so many models available for this, so let's talk about them first. Flux Klein released 2 main versions of this model. One is the 9B model and the other one is 4B model. The 4B model is around 7 GB. It's much faster, but you lose a little bit of quality. And the 9B model has more data, so it's double to the size, but the details are better. For both sizes, they released 2 types, the base model and the distilled model. The distilled model is the fast one and it only requires 4 steps and a CFG of 1. And the base model is quite heavy. It requires around 30 steps and CFG of 3.5. You can get the 4B model in both base and distilled version too. Now we have to talk about the text encoders. This is where people make mistakes. You have to select the right text encoder for the model you are using. If you go with the Flux Klein 4B model, you have to download the Quen 3 text encoder. Do not mismatch these files. If you go with the 9B model, then you have to select the Quen 8B model. But now there is a model format called NVFP4. So what's that? It's a newly released optimization for weights. This model reduces VRAM usage by up to 55%. You can see the model size is only around 5.76 GB. But there is a disadvantage also. This model only runs on 4090 or 5090 and the latest GPUs. It does not run on the 30 series or 20 series cards. So make sure you have a newer GPU before you try NVFP4. If you have an older card, so don't worry. There is also a Q5 GGUF version available. You get great results with the Flux Q4 KM GGUF. It's around 5.91 GB and using GGUF means you can run this on almost any low VRAM GPUs. Now moving on, I'll show you an example. Make sure every file is placed correctly and you have selected the right model. For the VA, we use the old Flux VA file for this workflow. Here I am using the Klein 9B NVFP4 model here. I generated a realistic example and my prompt was a young woman in a dark luxury fur coat, face sharp and realistic. She looks into the camera with a smug, iconic stink eye and shows her middle finger. Long square manicure. In the background, a luxury car burns, a firelight softly illuminating her face. And here is the result at 1024 by 1024. For this model, I used 8 steps, CFG1, and the Euler sampler and Beta 57 scheduler. Now, most of you won't find Beta 57 in your ComfyUI. And to get that, you have to install a specific node called Res4LYF. Once you install, you'll get that Beta 57 scheduler. And with Beta 57, I got a very good result. You can see the young woman and the luxury car burning in the back. However, it did not follow my prompt 100%. I asked for a middle finger, but the model showed me three fingers. And this happens. So I used the add details group in my advanced workflow. And after adding the details, you can see how much more realistic the image looks. This was the example with NVFP4, which is the fastest model. So before we go to the next part, if you want to monetize your ComfyUI content, did you know you can actually monetize AI content you generate with ComfyUI? But right now, we have a big problem. Where do you actually post it? If you try to put this on the big platforms, you are always scared. You wake up one morning, check your phone, and boom, it's banned. Your account is gone, your money is frozen, and because you are an AI creator, they don't even let you appeal. That is why I moved to DFans. It's the decentralized creators platform with AI powered insights. And here is the most important part. DFans is 100% AI friendly and it will never ban your account for using AI. We all know the risk. On the other platforms, a single ban can freeze your assets and cause you to lose customers. This will never happen on DFans. If you have been banned elsewhere, DFans never bans accounts and actually welcomes creators who can't work on other platforms. It's the only place where your business is truly safe. Now, let me show you how you actually make money on this. First, go to the DFans website and sign up. Once you log in, go to your page and click the Edit Profile button. Here, you write your influencer's name. For example, mine is Enya Rose. For the headline, write something catchy that grabs the viewer's attention immediately. Next, go to the left menu and click Become a Creator. Then hit Apply. A form will open. Just fill in what you plan on creating and save it. Now you are officially ready to post. But here is the smartest tactic. On the left side, click the AI strategy button and enable Start AI Chat. With DFans AI chatbot, it's like having a real chatter who works for you 24 by 7. You can focus entirely on what you do best, like creating content and attracting traffic from Instagram, TikTok, or any other platform. Once people land on your DFans page, the AI chatbot takes care of everything else. It handles chatting, engaging, and smartly qualifying high value fans so your team can focus only on the biggest spenders. So you might be thinking, does it actually work? So look at this. One creator joined in the evening and earned over $6,000 overnight, thanks to the AI chatting with a whale. You literally wake up, check your dashboard, and see that the bot made sales while you were sleeping. That's the only way to scale with AI content. Now, I'll take the exact same image and seed and try to generate it with GGUF. So what you have to do is just click Enable GGUF model, and I made this workflow very simple so you don't have to be confused. Just select Enable GGUF and choose your model. And for this test, I used the Q5KM model and hit run. That's it. The GGUF model I used here is not a base model, it's the distilled version. That's why I stuck with 8 steps and 1 CFG. Now you can compare it with the NVFP4 model. If you look closely, the GGF result is also excellent. The character looks realistic and I don't see any major problems. But if I have to pick which one is better by eye, I would go for the NVFP4 model. However, in my world, both look good. And the fact that you can generate this quality on a low VRAM GPU is amazing. Now let's try the main model, the Flux Klein 9B. This 9B model gives a very good result. If you compare all three, the most realistic one is usually the full 9B model. The full model has more details than GGUF and NVF4. But honestly, all three are working very well. Now let's try the base model in FP8. Since this is the base model, we have to go for realism settings. So I set the steps to 30 and CFG to 3.5 or 4. You can see the result with 30 steps. I actually think the NVFP4 model looked more realistic than the 30-step FP8 model in this case. But you can decide which one looks better to you. So this is how you use this workflow for text to image. You can see I also added an add detail option, and when you use this, it adds more texture. For the upscaler, I use a CFG of 1.4 and add some keywords like blurry, blocky, and fuzzy to the negative prompt. I use just 4 steps for the upscale, and for the model, I use the 4x NMKT superscale model. This makes the image look much more realistic. And if you compare it to the previous image, this removes that AI plastic look. The woman's face doesn't look plastic anymore, and the jacket texture is natural. Overall, the result is outstanding. I auto set the best settings for you. 8 steps, Euler sampler, and beta 57 scheduler work the best. So I generated another image to test the realism, and here I created a couple of images in Greece. You can see the face and everything is looking realistic. A little bit of details removes that smooth AI filter from the image. The face details make this model a great upgrade. I also wanted to test a cinematic scene, so I gave the prompt a close-up photo of a winter scene at night in a forest. Open door of a black G-Wagon SUV, a girl in a luxury fur coat looking into the camera. I added that the photo is taken with a flash. You can see the G-Wagon SUV and the flash lighting on the face. This is the power of this model. For naturalism, in just 8 steps, you get a result that is too realistic. After the details pass, no one would say this is AI generated. So here I did one more test to see if it can generate comic style, and we already tested realism. In comic style, this model did a very great job. But then I tried a complex prompt for 4 images. I wanted 4 images for an advertisement where the model is holding a face cream. I used another resolution because I wanted 4 frames to animate her. It created 4 scenes, but the model holding the product didn't look right. The hand placement on the cream was not looking good from the top angle. The text, "Your skin will thank you," was written correctly, but the last scene was struggling. It has a little bit of difficulty creating 4 consistent scenes in one generation. You can try the advanced workflow yourself, but let me show you the best part of this model. And I call this the ControlNet Hack. In this workflow, I load one image as a reference and another image for the position. I have a first reference image where a woman is standing and singing, and I have another image where a woman has her hands folded over flowers. I want the singing woman to take the posture of a woman holding the flowers. So I connected this image with the AI processor and used the DW pose processor. This gives us a skeleton image of the posture. And I write the prompt, change the pose of the subject in image 2 to the pose in subject 1, and I hit run. Now you can see the result. Our reference singing woman has changed her posture, We get a similar result to the loaded pose. She has her hands put inside just like the flower image. This is how you can use ControlNet using this model. The best part is the face is not distorted. Even though the woman's face was not fully visible in the reference, when it moved her, it captured the right details. Now let's talk about image editing. And for image editing, you can use two workflows. One is the main advanced workflow, and the other one is dedicated edit workflow. Here I load image 1 and image 2. I want to replace the women. I said replace the women of image 1 with image 2 women. Now the first woman is removed and the second woman is added, and with the exact same pose. Everything looks great. Now look at how good the creative editing is. I have a very rough drawing, even a kid could create this, and I want to make it alive. I enabled image 1 and wrote a prompt describing my drawing. A 2D vector art illustrator, a grungy punk character with stubble and round spectacles. And I hit run. Now you can see it converted my rough drawing into a perfect cartoon scene. It followed everything from my design. Then I tried to turn my worst drawing into a beautiful picture design. I just gave the prompt for Pixar art movie style and it changed my design into a 3D Pixar style. It followed the same posture of my rough character but gave life to the image. I found one more amazing thing about this model. Let me show you. I have a black and white image. I want the dramatic lighting from image 2. So I wrote a photograph of a face from image 1 but with the exact lighting structure from image 2. And I told the AI to copy the lighting structure and I hit run. That's it. You can see the result. It just copied the lighting from image 2 to image 1 and it looks good. There was another test I did. I had an image with a lot of noise and grain and I wanted to clear it. So I wrote the prompt, remove the image grain, remove overexposure, relight the image to balanced studio lighting. I used increment instead of fixed seed. Why increment? Because it's used when you are exploring. And I hit run. If you compare, it removed the grains and balanced the lighting. It made the image much better than the previous one. And this way, you can enhance any bed quality image using this model. You can use this workflow. This is the best workflow for Klein that I have created for you. But there is one thing that this model still struggles with, and that is consistent character animation over long videos. I found a different trick that solves that completely. So click this video right here where I show you how to take these characters and animate them without flickering. I'll see you there. Bye-bye.